What's going on, everybody? I'm Keith, host of Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas, where 4 to 5 of my brothers give their perspective on national as well as local news. We touch on some trending hot topics as well as culturally relevant news. We also get a chance to dive into some deep core conversations. Check us out live every other Monday at 7 p.m. You can find us on Just Our Thoughts on YouTube live, as well as Just Our Thoughts fan page on Facebook. Also, please don't forget to follow us on IG, JOT with the Fellas. What up, what up, what up? What's going on? What's going on?
INF, what's up, brother? What's going on?
KD Shakur giving me more. What's going on?
Oh, man,
Welcome.
back in 94, man.
Back in 94, we dropping some bars today. Hey, welcome to Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas.
Yeah.
Is that the Deshaun Jackson right there? That's Deshaun?
Good eyes, baby. Good eyes. Yeah. That's the DJ. That's DJ. He wanted to come back with the Birds, but I don't know. I think he signed with the Ravens.
I think he did just sign with somebody.
With the Ravens, I think.
Yeah. Yo, D-Jack, man, that joker, he was a Cowboy killer.
He was an Eagles killer when he went to the Skins.
He was
the Commanders.
I remember the first play of the game. He took that thing to the crib. Oh man, it's good to be back. Welcome. We back after a football Sunday talking football. My Cowboys won today. This is not a Cowboy shirt. This is just another one. Stay humble. Just a reminder to stay humble. But rooting for my Cowboys. Off of a good weekend. Katie, I had a chance to watch my daughter. She had a game. She cheers for her high school, as you know. And it was her senior day, man. The football team and the basketball team, they introduced the parents, walked out on the field.
Yeah.
She was happy. Bro. She was definitely happy, man. And it was good to see her. Just really what's going on? What's going on, Rob? What's going on, Terry?
Rob.
Sonny, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
On?
Yeah, she was happy, man, to see everybody, man.
Nice.
Some of the underclassmen, they celebrated her. It was 5 seniors on her cheer team. And Overbrook actually lost the game, but it was good, man, just to see her in that moment, man.
Okay.
We got a couple more left, man. Like 1 or 2 cheer ones left. She started when she was early, brother. You remember?
Yeah, I know. So, my God. And to see her in the stage of life where she is, from that little girl to now, adolescenthood, taking place right before your eyes, unfolding right in front of your eyes.
She said to me, we was leaving. She said, Dad, can you help me with this? Help me with that. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm like, where you take it? She's like, Dad, just take it with you. I'm going to go with my girl. I'm like, huh? This is what we doing right now? One of her best friends is driving. I'm like, wow, this is where we at, man. This is where we at.
Oh my, she's gonna be driving you around.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. She
got the L's already.
Yeah, she got the L's last April, man. She got the L's last April. Yes. Yeah.
The grades is coming in, brother.
Oh man, you see these? This side is KJ. This side is her. Oh man,
I got
you. Yeah, man.
That's what's
up. Welcome, man. Welcome. Yeah, it is, man. Yeah.
Welcome to you, man. Welcome to you too, brother.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, man, for joining us here on Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. Yeah. I am your host, Keith. I got my brother Katie with me. Wardy is down in the bed under the sheets. EB got something to do, but I got my other brother with the D-Jack jersey on.
What it is?
KD Shakur, the professor. What's going on, bro?
Yo, just grateful for all of God's blessings. Grateful for the difficulties and the challenges, man, because it all works together for the good. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to keep pushing along, man, trying to stay healthy, man. Listen, I had got some good news from my doctor. I had my not my annual, but I had some blood work done, and a number that was high. I've been on some natural remedies and herbs given by Dr. Paul Hopkins, right? Dr. Paul Herbs, I got to put a shout out to him. He put me on to Dr. Ethel Wilson, got me on a prostate plan, and my numbers drastically dropped,
Really?
man.
Dope. Dope.
Yo, I mean,
Yeah.
several points lower. So the doctor called me. I had the blood work done one day. Doctor called me next day. Was like, "Yo, your jaundice drop, yo.
Yeah.
What you doing?"
Yeah. No, that's right.
So, but that's just following this natural herb remedy that Dr. Paul Hopkins put me on,
Yeah.
man. Big up to Dr. Paul Hopkins, man. So I'm trying to, just trying to exercise, trying to eat right, trying to keep my regimen, bro. We got a long life to try to maintain,
Yeah,
you
yo,
know.
it was interesting. We'll get into that later, man.
Hmm.
One Saturday, I went out. It was my first time running outside, and
Hmm.
maybe about 2 months. Bro, you want to talk about how good that thing felt? Man,
Yeah.
that thing felt good, man. When you talk about
Mm,
our health and making
yeah.
sure that we feeling good and doing what we're supposed to. How's spin class coming along, man?
Spin class coming good, man. I had to shut it down for 3 weeks. I got to rehab the knee. I got a little arthritis. So I had to shut it down for 3 weeks. I'm gonna pick it back up mid-November, but I had to get a knee
Okay,
rest. But
okay,
I went to box fit on Saturday, tested it out. It felt good.
okay, okay,
What's up,
okay,
cat? What's up,
okay.
cat?
What's up,
you
sis?
know yeah,
Okay.
so I felt good Saturday. I hadn't had a good sweat in a couple weeks,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna slowly, gradually, transition myself back into it. Maybe not full throttle, but one time a week with the spin, and then gradually ease on back into it, man. But
Yeah.
all is well, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better,
It's funny you said something about the knee. My knee, that's
Mm,
why I wasn't running outside, my right knee. So
mm,
I call it my other knee, the brace that I put on. So
yeah.
I do some miles in the gym.
Mm,
But I want and nothing like running outside. So
yeah.
I was talking to my uncle at the breast cancer walk. He and we was just sitting there kicking it. And he
Mm-hmm.
was telling me about these I forget the name of it, and I'll share it with you after this. It may
Yeah.
help, but it's helped me.
Uh-huh.
You take it for 7 straight days, 2 horse pills.
Oh my. Okay. Okay.
Biggest
My
pill.
God. The chokers,
um,
huh?
yeah, they're chokers. So it's I forget the name of it, man, but that thing worked really well. Two
Mhm.
of them a day, daily, and I'm gonna just keep taking them. My
For
knee has
joint
yes,
stability,
yes,
joint
yep,
strengthening.
yep,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. So yeah, nah, it's good, man. Yeah,
All
Carlos,
right.
we getting old, man. We getting old,
Yo, I
Carlos.
gotta fight the feeling, baby. Gotta fight it. So somebody told me the other day, this getting old thing sucks,
Mm,
because especially when we transition into this season, we start to feel the little aches and the little mild things a little bit more. It's kind of more magnified in this season, more so
mhm.
than in the spring or the summer,
Right, right,
and
right.
I think the cold has to attribute to that a lot. So, you got to build your immune system up.
Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah,
vitamin C, your vitamin D, your zinc. You got to build your immune system up because that
yeah,
RSV is popping.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep those joints nice and greased with
yeah,
some
yeah.
glucosamine. You know.
Actually, that's what it is. Actually, that's what it is.
Okay,
Glucosamine.
okay, I'm
That's
on that.
exactly
I'm
what it
on
is.
that. All
Yeah.
right, the glucosamine. Yeah, they some
Yeah.
big chokers, man.
Big as hell, man. Yeah. Now, and when we were talking beforehand, I forgot to tell you, KJ not feeling good too. You was talking about the family. I see you sipping
Mhm.
your tea.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, KJ not feeling
Mhm.
good too. And like you said, it's the season.
Yeah,
Season's
yeah.
changing, and our kids are in school.
And
So
they
that
picking up
that attributes to
everybody
it.
else's bacteria in the school, even though they got the mask on. My son still wears the mask in
Yeah.
school,
Hmm.
but a couple of the other classmates is out, just like my little guy was out.
Yeah.
But I'm hitting the ginger tea, bro. The ginger tea with some elderberry and some sea moss in it. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm dependent on right now.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
keep
Okay.
them boogers
Nah,
out of
that's
my
dope.
face, man.
And keep that mucus out of your system too, man.
Yes,
Most
yes,
that's
yes.
most important right there. That's most important. Hey man, what you want to
Mhm.
get into? You want to get into some of these trending topics?
Yo, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. You want to
We're gonna
talk
get into
about what? What you want to
yeah,
talk
let's
about?
get into some trending topics. If everybody's
Hmm.
watching, we got a couple topics we want to just
Yeah.
just unpack, talk about a little bit.
Hmm.
We haven't been on in some time, and there's a few topics we want to talk about. But stay with us.
Yeah.
Share this podcast, share this conversation that me and my brother are having.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some things later. Have a nice conversation, relaxing conversation. Give you some tips,
Hmm.
tell you what we're doing for certain things to give us a sense of peace as well,
Yeah.
and give us some calm that to add to our life. So let's get into some trending topics, man. Uh, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has stayed in the news these last few weeks, from White Lives
Mm.
Matter shirts to back and
Yeah.
forth texts with Brother Love, as we know as Puff, his
Hmm.
anti-Semitic statements on Drink Champs, his false statements on
Hmm.
George Floyd's death, in which the family is suing for $250 million. He said George Floyd didn't die from Derek Chauvin's knee, but from
Hmm.
fentanyl.
Right.
Um, then other labels started to drop him. Balenciaga,
Yeah.
Vogue dropped
Hmm.
Ye from as one of their representatives. And
Hmm.
right now, currently, Adidas is in review. Ye has been saying a lot, man. I think I feel like not Twitter, Instagram. Took him off of Instagram. He couldn't post, so he went over to Twitter to make some posts,
Yes.
to make some conversations, in which
Hmm.
he hasn't in a few years, man. I just wanted to, just touch on that a little bit, and some other things that I found within it.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your
Yeah.
thoughts, bro.
Man, and it leads me back to the scripture that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Our words can make or break us. Our words can really destroy relationships
Hmm.
or really nurture them, and Kanye has found himself in this type of situation for a long time, just with public criticism of a lot of different things, from his own personal relationships, his ex-marriage, issues with his children, to now, these statements about Jewish people controlling the media and some derogatory statements that accompany that, man. And it's, like right in front of our eyes, we see this man, a black man with influence. And on one hand, I'm torn, INF. I'm torn when it comes to Kanye because,
Gotcha.
I see this man who has a lot of influence, and when there is, to me, when there's a black man with a lot of influence, I know that they try to shut that individual down. You know what I'm saying? We can see it through the history books. And I'm not, please, by no means am I putting Kanye up there with the likes of a Malcolm X or a
Right,
Martin Luther King
right.
Jr. or anything like that. I'm just talking about the influence, the potential influence that he has over people to set trends or to
Mhm.
just get them to think. You know what I'm saying? To debate about the discussion and the dialogue that he brings about. You know what I'm saying? And though it might be unpopular, it still gives people the chance to have an
Yeah.
open debate
Mhm.
about the subject. So on one hand, I'm torn because it attacks, there's an attack on free speech there. You know what I'm saying? There's an attack on free speech. And there's an attack on, if you don't speak the right things correctly in the manner that they should be, every individual or every thing that has power to shut you down will do so. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm torn on the other hand, where you have a responsibility in what you say.
I'm
Talk
with
to
you,
me.
bro.
Talk to
No,
me.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You stupid.
Mm.
I'm with you when, especially with the responsibility. You do have a
Yes.
the one thing I think that stands out to me is connection.
Mhm.
Who you connected to. You know,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
at first, I got two things out of that. I got connection,
Okay.
um, and who he's connected to. The other thing I got about it, I got out of that is I wonder if he just wants respect. I felt like, I watched his special on Netflix months ago. And actually, yeah, probably sometime during the winter. I thought it was a nice special that he did on Netflix. And I
Okay.
feel like, just my opinion, I do
Yeah.
feel like Kanye is really trying to get people to respect him. When he was with Def Jam, I'm not, by no means am
Yeah.
I justifying any of his
Yeah.
irresponsible comments, anti-Semitic comments, or his false statement about George Floyd.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I
Right.
wonder if it's a matter of respect. Every time I see Kanye talk, we think about Bron's
Yeah.
barbershop, his platform. They took him down,
Yes, they did.
respectfully.
Yeah.
They took him down because he said some things that they
Right.
disagreed with. And every
They didn't
time I
even air
see,
it. Right. Right.
yeah,
They
they
didn't
didn't
even
even
air
air
it.
it. Yeah, they never aired it. Drink Champs took it down. It was every time he's talking,
Yeah.
somebody's cutting him off. Now he's not giving people an opportunity to respond either, or to say anything. But I
Right.
watched something with Chris Cuomo, and the battle between them two going back and forth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I wonder if he just wants to be heard,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
he's right or wrong. But I feel
Right.
like he just
Yeah.
wants to be heard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, I'm not justifying anything, but also I'm gonna go back to the connection. With Candace Owens. Now he's rolling with her, and I
He's
know she
aligned
put out a
himself.
documentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
He aligned
Yeah.
himself with
Yeah.
her. And she put out a documentary,
Yeah.
about George Floyd's death, and
Right.
falsely, stating what she believes, and how he died. And I don't know if I'm blind,
Yeah.
or I'm getting to that age where I can't see that this
Right.
guy's knee was on her neck.
Oh.
So to
Yeah.
me, it's the changing the story,
Mhm.
connecting, with
Mhm.
connecting with cat
Ye
stupid, connecting with
He's a
Candace
therapist.
Owens. Yeah, yeah. It's really about, who you connect with. So I feel like,
Mhm.
that I don't know, I struggle with that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggle with that part.
And with and the other thing with Yeezy too, that disheartens me or troubles me is that the platforms that he's going on to try and express his opinion don't challenge him enough to me.
Mm,
Tucker Carlson and Pierce Morgan. And
mhm,
I respect Chris Cuomo, but I don't see him on the platform with a black man or a black woman who is really grounded in the political and in the that can really challenge him on his views, like a Van Lathan. Remember Van Lathan from
mhm,
TMZ?
mhm, mhm.
He has his own podcast and he checked Kanye about, slavery was a choice
Right, right,
when
right.
he said that before. And see, he's surrounding himself, and you talked about connections. The other thing is that he surrounds himself with people that just enable
Mhm.
the behavior instead of challenging it or checking it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he avoids those people or those platforms who have the ability not to shut him down, but to
Right, right.
correct his false narratives that he has at times. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that to me, when you surround yourself with people that only are going to tell you that you're right,
Mhm.
only want to stroke your ego, and won't tell you critically or
Right.
criticize you or let you know there's changes that you need to make in yourself or your statement. You need to backtrack, you need to apologize because what you're saying is false, it's erroneous, and it's dangerous. The
Mhm.
whole white lives matter, that's dangerous, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's not something, that's a
Irresponsible.
movement
Yeah.
that was started to express the value of black men, women, and
Mhm.
children. You know what I'm saying? And to take that and to push it into that narrative is dangerous. But he surrounded himself with people that's just running with his explanation or his justification of that
Right, right.
instead of letting them know. Because I want to see a Mark Lamont Hill interview him and
That's your
challenge him.
boy.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's your boy.
he'll shy away from those
Mhm.
because he really won't have an answer to justify his words and his choices right now.
Yeah.
And to
Uh,
me, that's lame. That's
Yeah.
real lame.
You know what? So I'm gonna read. So Ward says the masses can't handle the truth. Some of the things Ye says is true, but other things are said to get your attention. I was listening to a few things that he said over the last few weeks, and I agree. The things that he said that are, and I won't even say they're just flat out wrong. I don't know if it's attention seeking, just
Mm,
or false statements. They're just wrong,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they just outweigh the truth that he's putting out
mm,
there,
yeah, yeah.
because he is saying some things that are true. You
Mm,
know,
mm,
within that media space where he was talking about, he was trying
yeah,
to explain something, and
mm,
I kind of had an idea what he was saying, but
yeah,
his statements, the false statements about George Floyd,
yeah,
the anti-Semitic statements that he's making, they outweigh everything
yeah,
that's
yeah,
coming out of
yeah,
his mouth
yeah.
so much
Exactly,
that it's
exactly.
hard
Yeah.
to take his truth for what it is. You
Right,
know, so
right,
no,
right.
that's and
No, you're right.
yeah, and for me, it's like, it's that
Mm,
um where's his sincerity
yeah,
in any of that, and I
hmm.
think about that, the sincerity of any of that, and you wonder
Yeah,
where's all of it coming from. So, I just
hmm.
want to touch on that, man, and
Yeah,
get your
yeah.
thoughts. I know we talked a little bit about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, he has the influence. He has the influence and the
Mhm.
ability. Look, I'm not here to defend Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye is a billionaire. Okay, there's nothing I can do to defend a billionaire. All right, they're gonna. All these people are closing up shop on him. J.P. Morgan, Chase don't want his
Mhm.
business there, and then this other powerful person in Hollywood, Ari something. He's telling everybody don't do business with him, and all these people are pulling away from him. But he's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? He's got enough money, he's
Yeah.
got enough connections. So I don't, he don't need me to defend him. You know what I'm saying? What I want Kanye to do, and he may be doing it behind the scenes, I don't know. But I want him to begin to invest in black businesses instead of worrying about Balenciaga, instead of worrying about Gap, instead of worrying about Adidas, all
Mhm.
these white owned companies and corporations. And I remember when he was on what's his name? Sway's
Mhm. Swear. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sway. He was
Swear.
on Sway, and Sway kept telling him, one of the reasons why you're struggling is because you got to do things on your own. And
Mhm.
that's when he was infamous for saying you can't, you don't have the answer, Sway.
You don't have to answer, sir.
But then maybe a month ago, somebody brought that up in an interview and was like, now since Adidas isn't moving in the direction you want, you're trying to craft your own. Was
Mhm.
Sway correct at that time? And he was like, you
Right.
know what? He
He
was.
was
You
correct
know what I'm saying? Instead of us putting our time, our money, our
in our
effort
efforts.
into all these white
Yeah. Yeah.
corporations,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
really need to stand together more than ever. And these people that claim that they're billionaires, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling them what to do with their money,
Right. Right.
but maybe if you start investing in black owned,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We won't have to be so dependent in these banks not
Mhm.
accepting our business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can move to the black owned banks and you could do your business with your own people.
Yeah, and we don't want to take away, and I know you not. We don't want to take away from his school, Donda, because
Mhm,
he did put his money where his mouth was in
mhm.
that aspect when it comes to education.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so that's that one thing on Ye, man. So one of the nuggets I got out of that is, we definitely got to be responsible
Yes,
for our comments, for our
yes,
statements. When you
yes.
have that platform.
My God,
Next
my
man,
God.
next man, my man 50, man. My man
Oh
50.
my
Fifth,
goodness.
that's my man right there, man. Fifth, he's been in a tumultuous relationship with his son. They've been going back and forth for years.
Yeah,
Child support and what he's been given. Um,
Marquise.
Marquise is his name, and I find it interesting, man.
Mm,
And I don't know all the details.
mhm.
I just know Fifth just been in the news, but I
Yeah.
do want to give him, and we could touch on that. But I do want to give Fifth his flowers, man. As he gave Nas his flowers over the weekend, I want to give 50 his flowers, man. This brother is pushing the envelope. He's in those rooms when it comes to productions. He's up for, I think, another contract that may have ended with Stars, and he's selling himself, And I think one of the things that I love about him is how he put himself in that position, grinding, putting himself in that position. He's a troll. He's one of the best trollers out there. But he put himself in that position, man, to be able to create, be one of the major creators out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to put it on Stars, he could put it on HBO. If you don't want to put it there, he could put wherever he want, anywhere he want, and get paid and still do shows. So I did want to just give him his flowers, despite whatever is going on between him and his son, man. What you think?
And but and I agree, man. 50 is a creative, you know what I'm saying? From rapping about robbing rappers back in the day, talking about being shot 9 times, many men, all that, you know what I'm saying? And just to see the evolution of 50 to where he is as a businessman, a producer, and a creative. It's awesome to see, but it just goes to show you that no matter how high of a status you obtain in this life, you're still not susceptible to some of the similar troubles that all of us go through in our families. All of our families have some brokenness in them, whether you are the entertainer or whether you are just a civil servant like yours truly. There is brokenness in the family. You know what I'm saying? And none of us are exempt from that. You know what I'm saying? Money cannot buy or purchase your exemption from challenges in this life. Sometimes it just adds to some of the obstacles you have as a creative. You know what I'm saying? When family and issues that are of a personal nature aren't together. I kind of liken his situation, to what kind of what Tom Brady's dealing with. He's dealing with some personal off the field issues, and it's kind of affecting, his overall play right now. You know what I'm saying? And I see that even with 50 and his relationship to his son, because you see this stuff playing out, on social media. The back and forth between father and son, and it seems like they haven't had a relationship for many years, man. But I'm torn, just like with Kanye. I'm kind of torn because on one hand, a lot of the talk is that he's in his mid to late 20s, I think,
something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of his talk has been in origin about the monetary support that Curtis 50 has given to him and his mom over the years. You know what I'm saying? But now you're starting to hear from him his cry for a relationship with his father versus the monetary piece that may have been looked over or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you see 50 in his rebuttal on the other end, trying to allude to the fact that he's the way he is because of his mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's two sides to this. You see when when you're in a relationship and you have children and yet y'all not on the same terms, it comes that tug of war. You have the potential sometimes for the father to fill the child's head with things about the mother and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the two aren't in some type of just say a friendly relationship for the sake of the child. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people feel like, he's saying those things, Marquise is, because his mother has molded him in that way.
In that
but
fashion.
Then there's a lot of people that feel like this is an example of a lot of us grown men who still have the need for a father in our life.
I'm in this group, man, and I was just kind of reading and prompting some conversation about that, and some of the fellas, they kind of felt the same way 50 was feeling, because their son's mom, who they're no longer with, they felt as if they influenced their son in a way where they don't have that relationship, and they have the same perspective, the same view
Mm.
of their dad that the mom does.
Yeah.
And it's hard to break
Mm-hmm.
that wall down,
Yeah.
and it takes a
Yeah.
lot if the dad isn't there around the
Mm-hmm.
son every day, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, whether it's work or, living,
Mm-hmm.
the distance between living
Right. Right.
space,
Right. Right.
so, I was just
Mm-hmm.
sitting there reading and kind of prompting some conversation and seeing what some of the fellas were talking about, because
Mm-hmm.
they said they felt 50 in that,
Mm.
that
Mm-hmm.
because of
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
breakdown, and
Yeah.
their attempts to try to, reach
Yeah.
out, spend time with their son,
Yeah.
especially at an early age, they felt
Mm-hmm.
as if, mom was,
Mm-hmm.
hiding them or keeping them from their father.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find that to be interesting, and when the
Yeah.
kids get older, man, hopefully they're able to ask those questions.
Yeah.
This one part Kat says is, on that part though, would anyone embrace someone that gravitated to the people that tried to kill him? I think he took a
Mm.
picture, Marquise took
Yeah.
a picture with the people
Yes.
that tried to kill him.
Yeah.
You know,
Some people from Supreme's side, I think he had a
yeah,
picture
okay.
with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about. Let's leave
Yeah.
Preem's.
Yeah. I know.
Let's leave
I
Preem
know.
off this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. I don't listen. I hadn't seen too much of them documentaries, brother.
Oh man,
So,
yeah. I don't mess with Supreme and them. Yeah.
yeah. But we kind of touched on a lot of this stuff when we were dealing with daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
When we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about daddy issues, we were talking about, there are fathers, yeah, that, don't make any attempt to reach out to the child, and all the burden and all the raising and all the financial care of the child is thrust upon the mother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So therein builds that resentment by the mother on from the mother to the father, and sometimes it's the child that will take the brunt of that, and it's because they feel like they've been left, just to raise that child on their own. And I remember when we did that podcast on daddy issues, you can kind of see that in what Marquise is going through.
Yeah.
It looks like he's taken, some people will say, well, stop using social media to
Mm-hmm.
try and have a sit down or reach out to him. There's got to be a more personal and direct way that you can connect with your father other than airing it out publicly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that, even with us regular people that, aren't, popular on social media like 50, your business can still get aired out. It still
Mm-hmm.
can get public.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? About what he or she may be contributing to the child's overall growth and things, how distant that they've been from the, you know what I'm saying? It can still, get public and messy, just like what's happening with 50. But what I see in that daddy issues piece with Marquise is that, he is, for whatever reason, and I can't be the judge of his intent
Right.
or his motive.
Right.
Only God knows the secret counsel of his heart. But even at that age, he is still longing for a relationship with his father. And one of the things he said is that he don't want no money from his dad.
Yeah.
He just wants his dad to teach him the craft so that he can also develop that entrepreneurial spirit that his father has. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one of the things, and that's one of the things that, we as men long for,
Mm-hmm.
is our fathers teaching us the craft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That will help us shape our lives, benefit, and just be successful in life. And some of those tools you can only really get from your father, whether
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
50 Cent
Mm-hmm.
or whether they just,
Yeah.
working at the barbershop.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a craft that you can lend to your child that will help propel them to where they
Yeah.
need to be.
Now, Ward just said that we was kicking
Hmm.
it Friday night. Ward literally just got finished, and we weren't even talking about that. We was just talking about how,
Hmm.
instead of giving him fish, you want to learn how to fish. So it's about that, teaching them how to hustle. Teaching him how to get
Yeah,
out there and do his own thing. So,
yeah, yeah,
but I still want to, big up the 50. I know Cat, that's not your guy, but I rock
yeah,
with 50. I love how he, not how he moves, but how he brands himself and how he
yeah,
puts himself in position,
yeah.
to make some different moves.
You know what's similar to this is that even Ti is going through issues with one of his sons. His son has been
I don't know too
arrested.
much about that. Yeah.
Yeah, his son has been arrested several times. It's been in the news. I think he might have had a gun in the car. He was under the influence, and he's been arrested a few times, and he's been on social media
Yeah.
saying a lot of things. And Ti felt the need to come out and address it, like we've poured everything into our son,
Hmm.
but he's grown and he's going to have to learn on his own.
Hmm.
I'm still going to be there for him, but he's responsible for his decisions and his actions. It comes a point in time, where you don't let go of your son or your daughter when they come of
Hmm.
age, but
Hmm.
they're responsible for their actions and decisions in spite of
Yeah.
all of the learning, the teaching, the grooming
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
have put into them. You know what I'm saying? It's just some things as a parent you can't protect them from, and that's their
Yeah.
own decisions and their own choices.
Yeah. It reminds me
You
of the
know?
prodigal son. Sometimes they're gonna go out and get dirty,
Oh,
get
yes,
muddy,
sir.
get dirty, man, and
Mhm.
they'll be
But
back
the
home.
dad gotta be at home waiting.
He got to
I'm
be.
waiting for
I'm waiting for you. Oh man,
Yes.
in more news, man. On a positive note,
Mhm.
Byron Allen, multimedia billionaire, creator of a new annual award show, the
Yeah.
Griot Awards, took place this past Saturday, October 22nd. It was hosted by Tate Higgs and Cheryl Underwood. Byron Allen and the
Mhm.
Allen Media Group has honored the likes of Tyler Perry, Keenan Thompson, Robert F.
Mhm.
Smith, Patti LaBelle, Dave Chappelle,
Mhm.
Jennifer Hudson, Ben Crump, and several more. They've gotten icon awards. This will be aired
Mhm.
this upcoming November 5th.
Okay.
The
Okay.
media mogul says he created the Griot Awards to celebrate and amplify African American excellence and
Mm.
incredible champions from other communities who truly support us.
Mm.
One of the things
Nice.
I thought about, man, I saw Drake. Drake
Mhm.
dropped out of the Grammys for
Mhm.
next year, and there's a
Yeah.
few other people that dropped out. And I'm wondering, not that this may take the place of it,
Mhm. Mhm.
but um, so many black icons in the industry.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd rather be celebrated by their own versus
Mm.
the celebration when it comes
Yeah.
to Oscars, when it comes to Grammys,
Yeah.
so celebration of our own.
Mhm.
That's one thing I thought about. But Byron Allen is a one of the top 10 people, man. I'd love to
Yes.
meet.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Now
love
you
to meet
talk
those,
about 50, Byron is on a whole nother
on
level.
another level. Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, just buying radio stations and TV
mhm,
stations and,
yeah.
and also, positioning yourself to be able to even make a bid on a
Mhm.
major network
Jeez,
is in itself to make a bid on one of these franchises, because I think Byron was in the running for one of these
the
franchises.
Broncos, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To just to be in the running,
yeah,
okay? He might not have gotten it, but to be able to come to the table and say, "This is what I can offer."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Think
Jeez.
about that, man.
You talk about on a whole nother level, huh? Whole nother level.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe, this is a good thing to make something that is inclusive of us,
Yeah.
because he's probably has so many doors, as successful as he is and has
Mhm,
been for seemingly decades. He still probably has had so many doors closed on him because of being black.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? In spite of his millionaire status and everything that he has garnered, still there's some tables they won't let us come to, even if we got all the qualifications and
yeah,
skills. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So why not create something that applauds us? The Oscars, sometimes they applaud us, the Grammys, sometimes they applaud us,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, the Golden Globes, sometimes they applaud us,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But why not have our own? And that's dope, man.
yeah.
You
And
know,
sometimes we mess it up with a smack. for a
Oh
punch.
man. And then we ain't allowed back for another 10, 20 years. You
Oh
know?
man, yeah. So we had some good
Mm.
conversations so far. Just touching on Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, and some of his
Yeah.
I've been in the news the past couple weeks talking about 50 and his son,
Mhm.
just the relationship between a dad and a father, just how paramount that is, how
Right.
important it is. Sometimes, we could take that lightly, but, the
Mhm.
lessons that could be learned from a father are definitely important. And Byron Allen, I think he just purchased a $100 million home too.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm, mm.
and, I
Wow.
kind of looked it up and I'm like, yo, this
Yeah.
brother doing it, man. So, if you
Yeah.
can go back and share and like this podcast, this conversation,
Mhm.
give us some feedback if you can. We love to. If you agree with us, if you don't agree with us, tell us how you feel. Please just interact with us. We love, for you guys to interact, and we love
Oh
you guys
yeah.
taking time out
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
hanging out
yeah.
with us. So, one of the things that is important to us,
Mhm.
certainly important to me. I know you very well.
Mhm.
Is finding peace. I
Mhm.
kind of want to tap into you with finding peace. After
Mm.
all this conversation, we just got finished talking about 50. We got finished
Yeah.
talking about yay, the influx
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
social media and everything
Yeah.
that's downloaded in our brain during the course of the day.
Mhm.
I kind of wanted to, just ask and just prompt and
Yeah.
have a conversation specifically for fellas,
Yeah.
and how do we find that inner peace and find that
Mhm.
peace, and what does
Yeah.
that look like for you, whether
Yeah.
it's at home or where do you go find that peace? So,
Mm.
I
Mm.
wanted to, tap into, the
Yeah.
fellas, man, and see, and just get some insight,
Yeah.
get some insight on that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say peace, man, what are you thinking about
Mm.
there?
Uh, a place that's non-threatening, that's non-judgmental,
Mhm,
that brings calm and reassurance, some form of comfort,
mhm,
some joy, recently I left the church of my origin. I gave my resignation, me and my family, to the church. And, it was a decision, that I didn't make without prayer and consultation with my family. But it was a direction that I had to take. And, INF church has always been paramount in my life. But at this stage, and I'm not gonna get all into the specifics of it,
mhm,
my spirit was just leading me to move on. So I bring that up to say that, I no longer have, that church, that building, or that congregation that, I can go
mhm,
and, get that connection, spiritual connection, or, receive that anointed, encouraging, comforting, reassuring word. You know what I'm saying? But it's made me have to really look within, what I'm saying, and
mhm,
really understand that church is not necessarily walls. Church is people. What I'm saying, and we are the church. This
mhm,
building, this body, this spirit that we have. What I'm saying, and there is still the potential, even without having that physical place to go to, we still can go and get that joy and that peace no matter where we are,
mhm,
on a spiritual level. What I'm saying? So that's been a transition for me to have to kind of shift a lot of things, in my life. That's something I've
mhm.
been attached to for so many years, what I'm
Yes.
saying, to now be without it, but to have to now kind of recenter and re-strategize and see, what door that God is going to open. But it made me realize that, I've got to be church on my own. I got to be church
Yeah.
with my family. We are the church,
Yeah.
and just because you don't have that connection with the building, you still doesn't mean that you don't have that connection with God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is one. And just being home, man, because
Mhm.
it's so chaotic in the world, bro. It's chaotic, man. Chaotic.
Mhm,
I mean, it's nitpicking at the office. It's nitpicking with the families we serve. It's pettiness going on,
mhm.
you know. And if it's one place you want to have peace, is it's in
It's
your
at home.
home. You know, to
Mhm.
have joy. You know, some days I can't wait to get home because I
Yeah,
know at home,
it's gonna
you
be
know,
peace.
I'm going to be fed
Yeah.
spiritually, mentally. You know, I'm going to get the rest that I need. Everything I need is at home, man. And I don't want to do anything that would fracture that,
Mhm.
you know, because that is a place that, you know, that I need for support,
Yeah.
encouragement, and peace, man. So
Yeah.
if if it's two places that are real significant, church and home, you
Yeah.
know. But again, you know, I've found myself to be at a stage where I've got to make home my sanctuary, you
Mhm.
know, real life connection with not just family, but with God. It has to be that sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you
No,
got
I think for me, man, I think about, many men I've talked to over the years, and
mm,
I don't know if men typically think of home or think of peace. I don't think I don't know how much they value peace.
hmm
Um, More so providing for my family, you
yeah,
know. Um, I'm not sure. When I think
mhm,
about peace, it's about pretty much like just knowing your identity,
mhm,
kind of like just knowing who you are. Like I said, during this social media age, just
mhm,
personal branding, entrepreneurial
mhm,
time,
yeah,
you find yourself, one can find themselves just trying to measure up. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm,
And
mhm,
we're trying to get that
yeah,
next one,
yeah,
and to measure up to like whatever is set before us,
right,
and ultimately to me, I think we're all trying to find
mhm,
like that inner tranquility, that
yeah,
inner
yeah,
peace,
yeah, yeah,
to be able to put yourself in that position
yeah,
and find comfort. And like you,
yeah, yeah,
I do think about home.
mhm,
I do think about home as the
mhm,
place, to find peace.
mhm,
I'm not certain if a lot of men think that. I wonder if a
definitely,
lot of men
right,
think
right,
that home is a place where I gotta find fuel. I gotta gas up for the
mhm,
next. I gotta
my God,
gas up for to get back out there to work, to get back out there to hustle.
mhm, mhm,
And I wonder if there's some balance that needs to happen. And it
yeah,
probably is balance that needs to happen when
mhm,
it comes to that,
yeah, yeah,
just disagreeing and going back and forth with people you live with, trying to make things
yeah,
happen. You got kids, you got relationships,
sure,
trying to find that inner peace, I think is dope. So
mhm.
I think when it comes with confidence and knowing who you truly are, I
Yes,
think that's the source
you
to
got
find
it.
peace, right?
You got it.
So when we think about who we are,
Mhm.
quick thing, I was talking to EB's 50th party.
Mhm.
I ran into Maurice. I ran into Reese.
Mhm.
So I went over there. Brother was sitting down chilling, and Reese,
Mhm.
he's a runner. He's always posting some inspirational stuff, man,
Right.
and getting people out there with their health. And I'll tell you this: I was telling Ward this the other day. That was the
Mhm.
first time I've ever had a conversation with him,
Okay.
as long as I've known of him.
Uh-huh.
And first time I've ever had a conversation with him. And the thing was, um, Ward said to me, he's like, "Yo, you didn't know Reese?" I was like, "I know of him to say what's up, but not
Mhm.
to hold conversation." And the thing, I wasn't out there like that.
Mhm.
I
Right.
wasn't outside.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm playing. I wasn't. I'm playing
Yeah.
ball. And the thing about it
Yeah.
is, sometimes you got to know who you are and stay in that lane.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think when you know who you are and you're
Mhm.
confident and this is who I am, I'm not that dude. I'm not going to act like I was over here or act like I was over there. You're secure in the fact that,
Yeah, yeah.
I was a dude playing basketball, playing my trumpet, and I'm
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah.
And when you're comfortable with that and you can find
Mhm.
that inner peace,
Yeah.
be secure in who you are. So for me,
Mhm.
you talk about church, you talk about home.
Mhm.
Both of those are amazingly important. Running for me, I mentioned this earlier, KD. bro, I went running a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I already had my mind. I was going to go earlier in this week. I had my Saturday planned out,
Mm,
going
mm,
hard on
mhm,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
mm.
Thursday. Got some clients lined up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Right.
the kids home. Saturday, I'm up and I'm out,
Yeah.
bro. The best
Mm,
miles I ran in some time, and it
mm.
just gave me a sense of peace. I
Yes.
didn't have to worry about anything when I was running, and it just felt good. And I
Yeah.
felt like when we find that thing
Mm.
for us, that
Yeah.
peace for us,
Mhm.
I think it's important, and it
Yeah.
gives you a boost, bro. I had a boost, man.
Mhm.
Days
Mhm.
to come.
Yeah.
So I think for me, running is one of those things
Yeah.
that I find
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
peace,
Yeah.
man.
Yo, yeah, I know if you gotta have an activity that you love.
Yeah.
You got to have something that's going to occupy your time that you love. If it's fitness, if it's
Hmm.
reading,
Art.
if it's writing,
Hmm.
you got to have something, an activity, an interest that you do love that you can
Hmm.
spend time and just kind of lose yourself in.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
think that's
saying?
important right there. That's it right there. Is losing
Yeah.
yourself in it.
And in losing yourself, you kind of find your purpose because it kind of cuts away the worries that you
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
or the constant comparisons or the
Hmm.
inadequacies that we deal with, because you brought up our insecurities, and we all have them, male, female, kids, we all
Hmm.
deal with inadequacies. We're comparing ourselves constantly,
Hmm.
maybe not to a person, but my paycheck, my promotion, my, what I'm saying, where I am at this stage of the game, what I'm saying, we're constantly wondering if this is it for us or is there
Hmm.
something else on the other
Is there more?
side.
Right, 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 right. No, I'm with you. No,
You
you
know what I'm
hit it
saying?
that thing on the
Right.
head. Like lose yourself. I think that's the when I think about that, like
Mhm.
that's it right there. Like you
Yeah.
lose yourself. You're not worried about time. You're not
Yeah.
worried about your phone. You're not worried
Yeah.
about a phone call or anything. You just
Yeah.
losing yourself in whatever
Mhm. Yeah.
poetry you're writing, whatever you painting, whatever you
Right.
write, and that you just lose yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's it right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that, I think, whatever it is that you can block that time where you
Hmm.
can not isolate yourself, but insulate
Hmm.
yourself.
Hmm.
Put that bubble around you for a little bit and explore whatever talent or gift or interest
Hmm.
that you have.
Yeah,
I think it just kind of, gives you motivation to
yeah,
grind on and
yeah,
pursue what it is that
yeah.
you feel like, because sometimes, you feel like, I'm kind of living beneath
Hmm.
my where God wants me to be, or I'm living beneath my own expectations and I should
Hmm.
be a little further along, what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And those are the things that kind of trouble us at times. Am I where I should be at this
Right,
stage of the
right.
game?
And
You
that
know what I'm
causes
saying?
worry too. That
That
causes a lot
causes
of
worry, right? Because now INF, what we thinking about is legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's what we thinking about. We 50.
Hmm.
What we thinking about is our mark in this world.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How our children and our grandchildren are going to see us as the pillar.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
imprint have we left on this world and on our family so that our name, I ain't if I'm big on Game of Thrones.
Yo, you
That how
watching House of the Dragon?
Yo, House of the Dragons. I haven't watched the last episode, so
I
don't
didn't watch
say nothing
last night either.
about it.
I didn't watch last night's.
I'm about to watch it tonight.
We yeah.
But here's one of the things that Corliss Valerian said. The brother, the black
Hold up.
man. Come
That's my
on, come
dude
on.
right there. Yo, you
Yo,
stupid. Go ahead.
Corliss Valerian. He's missing right now. I don't know
He
where
is.
he at,
He is.
if he's
That's
dead
what
or
I'm
alive.
saying.
But Corliss has said that the history books, they won't remember names.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They'll remember blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that blood is legacy. You know what I'm saying? My children, my ancestry, my descendants, they're going to
Yeah.
remember your
Yeah.
reputation.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your imprint in this world. And I think that's the stage of the game that we're all at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though, we busy ourselves with the day-to-day routine of things, but really,
It's
how
about.
am I really going to be remembered?
Mm-hmm.
What's my legacy in this
My
life?
legacy.
What
Yeah.
have I poured into society and into
Yeah.
the world
Yeah.
that they're going to remember me when 10 years I'm off the scene? You know what I'm saying? And that starts in our children, down through our children. But I think that's kind of where we are, and that's what kind of fuels me.
Okay, right.
Not that it worries me,
But more
but
so.
I'm thinking about, what am I really going to leave? Yeah, property. Yeah, they'll be financially set. Yeah, but really, as a father, as a man, and making an imprint,
Yeah.
that's really, where I want my legacy and my remembrance to be. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping and praying. We got a heart for men that we sometimes in the midst of our week, in the midst of our fight. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I always say with the fight of the lion, the fight of the bear, that we can sometimes take some times out for ourselves as men, and be able to just do
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And be okay with that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that off the time. Sometimes, man, I'll go out back and just sit early in the morning and just chill,
Mm-hmm.
right
Yeah.
out back and just relax. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's that time, whether I'm refueling, whether I'm
Yeah.
thinking, but it's nothing
Yeah.
mundane about that's
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. It's just really just me just
Yeah.
being. And
Yeah.
and I'm hoping some of the fellas, man, we're able
Mm-hmm.
to take that and be comfortable with it. Be
Yeah.
comfortable with doing what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was times I was going through some tough times, man. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I picked
Mm-hmm.
up my trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up my trumpet and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting here and I'm like, all right. And I still got my ear and I'm able to play, but it gave me that sense of peace, hearing that music come out and
Mm-hmm.
be able to create some type of music.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
fellas, man, and we're all so different. We also unique the way God
Mm-hmm.
created us. You know,
Yeah.
if we find out what it is that we enjoy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
love to do,
Yeah.
that no one else
Yeah.
does like us,
Mm-hmm.
because we're so unique. I think it's dope, man, that we take that time out, and it's important. It ties into the thing that you always talk about with, which is our health.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a way to breathe. So
Yeah.
I just find that to be important. I find that to be dope, man, for us to do
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. 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 One of the things that when I was going to yoga, one of the things that the instructor said is that sometimes you just gotta just focus on your breathing,
Mhm,
just take those breaths, I'm saying inhale, exhale, because
mhm,
it's those little things, like our breath that we're breathing that are so essential. And
mhm,
sometimes when you take that deep breath in and you exhale,
mhm.
you feel such a release. You know what I'm saying? You feel like,
Yeah,
a renewing happening. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like what you're saying in life. We
yeah,
got to find those moments where we can inhale and exhale and quiet ourselves in our mind,
mhm,
and either get in touch with our purpose, ourself, get in touch with God, to kind of clear that space that we need so that we can
yeah,
refuel, but we can get out of a state of panic,
yeah,
and
yeah,
concern,
yeah, yeah.
and just feel like, what, I know I got inadequacies and shortcomings, but I'm good enough.
Mhm,
I'm gonna get
mhm.
through
Mhm,
it.
mhm. No, no, you're right when it comes to
Yeah,
them affirmations, man.
yeah.
Sometimes, and I talk to men about that often, man.
Mm,
Whether you put them affirmations up on your wall, you put them on your mirror, but you
yeah.
tell yourself whatever it is, man. Just
Mm,
write them affirmations down,
true.
and continue to give yourself 21 days every day.
Yeah,
Several times a day. Say those
yeah.
affirmations.
Mm,
For the men that's watching, try some technique, square breathing.
mm-hmm,
Try
mm-hmm.
that, man.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
the one thing it does when it comes to those breathing exercises,
Mm-hmm.
it feels awkward at first for those that don't do it. It's going to
Right.
feel awkward at first. You're going to sit there like, who the heck is watching me? And there's nobody around.
Right,
But
right.
give yourself that permission to
Yeah.
be in that space where you can just sit there and just
Mm-hmm.
be. Take
Mm-hmm.
take some deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out, and
Mm-hmm.
slowly do it, and get those toxins out of your system, get those thoughts
Mm-hmm.
out of your system, and just
Yeah.
be whatever is
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on the outside of you. Let it go and just
Let it
be,
go.
and allow yourself, give yourself that permission. So, when I think about peace, man, when I think about that tranquility,
Mm-hmm.
that inner peace, that calm.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things that come to
Hmm.
mind, man. And we all gotta embrace, you
Yeah.
know, what we do that's different from other
Yeah. Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And stop viewing yourself like you flawed. I know,
Yeah,
we flawed, but stop
yeah,
viewing yourself out of that lens of being flawed and mistake prone, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah, yeah.
focus on the good things that you got
Hmm.
going on in your life. Some of
Yeah,
us got family, some of us don't.
yeah.
But still, that doesn't take away the fact that you still got a lot of good that
Hmm.
you can offer not just yourself but everyone that's around you. So a lot of people, they especially around this time of the year, INF, they get
Hmm.
depressed.
Hmm.
Holidays, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, it's family, and a lot of
Hmm.
us don't have that family connection,
Hmm.
like we did as a child. So it
Hmm.
brings up depressive
Yeah,
thoughts and mindsets, but still fight through that and feel like you still can offer this world, this community, or whoever you in touch with, you can offer them something of value.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And we're almost out of this year, INF.
Yo, we almost there, man. We almost there. We got what's that? Damn, we got
Man,
2 more months. Yeah, we got
yo,
2 more months, man. We
it's a
almost there.
blur. It's a
The
blur,
20
man.
definitely a blur. Um, you one of the points that you made is how we speak to ourselves.
Mm,
I think it's important, man, and it
yeah.
goes back to them affirmations. Is what do we say to ourselves, man,
Mm-hmm,
when we
mm-hmm.
constantly are saying negative things,
Yeah, yeah,
to ourselves. And
yeah,
you said it earlier.
yeah.
The truth is in the power of the tongue. You know what
Mm-hmm,
I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
when you speak those things, they begin to come to fruition.
Yeah,
So it goes also back to how you speak to yourself.
yeah.
Change those negative thoughts, change those negative ideas. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to something positive, and continue to push where it is that you want to be. Put yourself
Yeah,
around some positive people, and like you
mm-hmm,
said, during these next 2 months with the holidays, it's good to
mm-hmm.
be around family, man. So
Yes.
it's definitely good to be around family, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um I'm cool, man. I don't have anything else, man. If you got something, my good brother.
Now I think that was good, man. That was dope.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I got a question online for you if you want it.
yeah. Online is we doing
No, no, I'm just saying, like, on the high line. I got a I got that's that Pretty Ricky. What you know about
go ahead, go ahead.
that? You ready? You got the professor, John?
Let's do it, man. Let's get
All
this
right,
professional.
pop it off for old time's sake,
Go.
man. Come
Do it,
on.
brother. Hey, I wish we had a producer here so I could blame it on the producer because that's the wrong one. There we go.
Ask the professor. The professor.
Yeah.
Ask the professor.
Yeah. Been a long time.
Yeah, that's why I
Um,
probably hit the wrong button.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
don't kill me, Ward.
Yo, so this kind of goes right in line with what you with the topic for tonight is, where we go, or what methods do we have to try and increase peace and more of a stress-free environment in our life. So the question is, you're always there for all your people and trying to make everyone's life a little better. But how about you? How have you been doing? How are you feeling? Is someone there for you when you need it? And this is from a caring individual. So this question, I don't know if it's for me or if it's just for the general audience and general
Mm,
viewers, but like looking at it from a microcosm, it can speak to me. You know what I'm saying? It can speak to anyone. It can be asked to any one of us. And I like this question, INF, because it tells us that we need to check on our strong friends. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? We need to check on our strong friends, our strong family members, those that we're dependent upon, those that are pillars in our life. You need to check on them, because this question is just kind of telling me that somebody's trying to check on me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody see me running around, taking care of everybody, trying to take care of myself here a little bit, but and they're concerned. And I think this is for, every one of us, you know, you got to check on those people that you feel are tough, that you feel, can just go through a brick wall, that you feel like can just
Mm-hmm.
endure everything. I know, again, I'm a man of the scripture. So, the Bible says that he won't put more on you than you can bear, but with a way of escape. But in the temptation, he'll make a way of escape for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I think we got to realize is that we tend to put too much on our plate. We tend to have the ability or a flaw where we think we can do everything for everyone instead of sitting our narrow behind down and saying, look, I don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't have the energy. Look, I don't have it within the frame of my day to be of help to you, even though it might be troublesome on the other side to hear a no.
Mm-hmm.
We really got to make sure that we as strong people, healers, we're healers, we want to
Mm-hmm.
help and heal the world. You got to sometimes say no and take time for yourself, because your body is going to begin to tell you that you should have said no. And I was talking to Keith earlier, and I was talking about how arthritis set up in my knee. And as much as I want to be there for my class, because
You have to say no.
they've been hitting me up. Where you at? Why,
Mm-hmm.
when you coming back? Yada yada. And I explained to them what's going on with me, and I got to sit down because my body is telling me something.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got a lot of them saying, you know what, you need to take care of yourself. Hitting me up and saying, yo, Kev, you doing good. Take care of yourself. We ain't gonna go to class until you come back. Okay.
Right, right, right. They're not gonna go. They're not going to the substitute, right? I'm with you.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I think sometimes we dread, that if we stop, everything's going to fall apart,
Mm-hmm.
that nothing's going to get done if we stop, that it's not going to get remedied unless we're part of the solution. And
Right,
we
right.
got to stop thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop thinking like that and know that, just because I'm strong, don't mean I got the solutions for everything. All right. And if you can't get the help from me, God's going to send somebody in their life that's going to give them the help that they need. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find it in me, it's hundreds of other people out there that can provide the same thing that you need in your life. So that question to me just speaks volumes, because we need to be checking on. Whoa, Jesus, I'm about to start preaching and knocking stuff down. We need to check on each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It shouldn't go, we shouldn't go too far without
Yeah.
making sure that we checking in and we
Yeah.
making sure everything's good on the other side. Even though I know, my sister got it all, I still gotta say,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
sis, you
Yeah.
all right? You
You good?
good? You
Yeah.
need a break? I'm
And,
good. I'm over here. Go ahead. Do what you need to do. You know what I'm
and we
saying?
gotta allow. And we gotta allow. And we have to allow that person to say.
Hmm.
We got to be open to saying
Yes.
what's truly wrong too, if something is there that they need to
Yeah.
say. When
Yeah.
somebody's
Yeah.
checking on you.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It,
Now the
it
one
reminds me, INF, of black men,
thing.
because we don't go to the doctors.
We all right. We all right. Now I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right.
We don't go to the doctors. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want. They
Dude, you
don't want.
coughing up a lung. You're
Yeah.
not all right.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We know I gotta go to work. I can't take
Right,
no
right, right,
time off.
right.
We scared of the prognosis because it might put us out of work, and
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
keep
yeah,
on moving.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But if I don't pay attention to what my body
yeah.
is speaking to me,
Mhm.
then we're not going to be no good for ourselves or other
Yeah,
people. Put
yeah.
Tamika Wilcox's state her comment up there.
She looked like she got two of them. Welp.
Yeah.
And then she
Well,
got my mom. Well, was that a church
mhm,
well?
it
And my
was.
mom told me Saturday I need to learn the power of no. You know, I was that dude.
You
And
are
that was
that dude.
years ago.
No.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say no. I used to be that guy that didn't. My
Mhm,
phone ring. You know, I'm picking up. Yo, how can I help you? Like I'm a
mhm.
clerk. You know, how can I
Yeah.
help? What can I do for you,
Right.
bro? That's been dead for years, and I'm
Mhm.
so happy that it's
Good.
been dead for
Good.
years.
Good.
I'm
Good.
gonna look
Yeah.
at the
Mhm.
flip side and
Yeah.
situations where you know,
Mhm.
totally,
Yeah.
totally understand that you got to say no.
Yeah.
I am going to look at the flip side, and I wonder if
Mhm.
people avoid the no because they want to be of service, and I wonder if they're trying to find refuge
Mhm.
in someone else
Mhm.
versus what it would look like for them
Yeah.
to support and focus on themselves
Yeah. Right.
because
Right.
that
Right.
takes a lot of work. You
Yeah.
you feel what I'm
I
saying?
feel what you're saying.
Like
Yeah.
I, it's so easy for me to
Mhm.
be here for everyone else. I
Yeah.
don't have time for myself,
Mhm.
but your focus is on everyone else. You're not
Yeah.
taking time for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because you've been accustomed
Mhm.
to this is
Yeah.
what you're known for. You know,
Right.
we've talked about, Peter.
Mhm.
Peter, he still carried his knife with him,
Yes, he did.
after he was
Sliced the
finished.
ear off.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
right. So this is what you're known for, the help.
Yeah.
This is
Mhm.
what you're known for, being with people and
Yeah.
supporting people in every facet that you
Mhm.
get lost
Yeah.
in yourself. And for
Yeah.
me, I wonder, not that it's strategically done, but it takes a lot to focus on you and to keep
Mhm.
those eyes on you. And it
Yeah.
doesn't take much to be there for everyone else.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
wonder sometimes if that's the case,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
some people, with some
Yeah. I think though too, INF is that some people receive their validation
through other people.
from other people,
Mhm,
feeling like someone needs me. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? That's where they get their validation from. Oh, they need me.
mhm,
Feeling as if I'm needed
mhm,
is
mhm.
validating,
Right,
and
right.
it builds their esteem. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
know that there's something
Their worth too.
lacking. Yeah, and their worth.
Mhm,
All that is tied into somebody needs me. And just like you
mhm,
brought up Peter, it's one interesting passage in the Bible where Mary and Martha, Jesus is at their house. Mary, Lazarus, and Martha. He's at their house. He's teaching, and they got the food popping in the crib and everything. And Martha is the hostess, and she's running around making sure everybody's fed and taken care of and everything. And her
mhm,
sister Mary is at Jesus's feet, and Martha, and Jesus sees Martha, boom, 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 just busy doing this, that, and the other. And Martha was like, Jesus, Mary won't come help me. And Jesus was like, yo, you busy doing everything for everybody else,
yep,
but Mary chose the most important part, which
mhm,
was to sit and hear the words that I'm speaking. I'm giving her life right now.
mhm,
And
mhm,
while he wasn't taking away the fact that what she doing was important, but don't seek your validation from other people.
mhm,
Sometimes you got to take time to be ministered to. You
mhm,
ministering to everybody,
mhm.
but you need to be ministered to as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
That's all I got, INF.
That's it. Ask the professor, man. We had a dope conversation, man. Great conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
Touched some trending topics, man. Been able to pull some things back, learn some things ourselves, and share. Always go to our social media site, share this conversation with everybody. We appreciate you guys just for hanging out with us. Somebody said to me a while ago that um, our conversations over the years have gotten them through, gotten them through some times. And,
mm,
it's those type of feedbacks, is that
yeah,
type of feedback, man, that keeps us going, that keeps us pushing, that keeps us trying to be creative. And we love you guys, and we appreciate you guys. So, lastly, man, this guy, I don't love them. Not love them. Lastly, before we go, like Kevin says, that validation, don't find it through anybody else. Find that validation through God. Get your relationship right with God. Get that relationship straight, in the Creator, whoever you serve. Get your relationship right, and He's the one that will validate you. He's the one that will give you value. He's the one that you seek to give you all these things. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us for this hour and 15 minutes, man. Dope conversation. Check us out. This is Just Our Thoughts with my brother, Professor Kev. I'm your boy Keith. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.